made our first million in sales within 3 to 4 months.
This is Ads, rapper turned entrepreneur who's somehow now making millions a year selling watches and jewels in the middle of London. But wait, how did he actually do it? Let's just say he has the art of negotiation in his blood.
75k.
I'll make you a deal you can't refuse.
You need 3 grand. Yo, mental. We're cheap over here, fam.
1 year in, over £1 million in revenue, but then one event changed everything.
On May the 29th, 2024, at about 4:40 a.m, we got burgled for majority of our stock. It was 1.2 M. They just broke in and took everything. Security wasn't in that day. The alarms never went off, so it was just a whole setup.
But step by step, he's rebuilt the business, taking it to new heights. So now we're here in the jewellery district of London, Hatton Garden, to get an inside look into how to build a multi-million-pound business selling watches and jewels.
Anyone that does jewelry can tell you, bro, like it's a 24-hour, 365 job. There's no sleep, no rest in this thing, bro.
How to use social media to drive sales for your business, and how to make yourself stand out in the most competitive markets.
There's 45 independent jewelers in there.
How do you stand out in a place like this? This is more than numbers. Alright, so we're in the infamous Hatton Gardens, where you get all the finest of jewelleries in London. We're with Ads, the one and only.
Yes,
bro, it's amazing to be with you today.
No, brother, thank you for having me.
Let's get straight into it. What is your business?
So we're 57 jewelers based in Hatton Garden. We do all sorts of jewelry, buy and sell. Part exchange is welcome as well. We just don't deal with silver, mainly gold, platinum, diamonds, etc.
What year did you launch 57 Jewelers?
2023.
2020. Oh, that's quite recent.
Recent, yeah, man. Yeah.
And since you've launched 57 Jewelers, how much revenue have you made?
So we've all in, I'd say probably about 2 M's, but what happened was we got burgled and lost more than half. So on May the 29th, I haven't even spoke about this before, we lost 1.2 M, nothing was insured. So that was a learning lesson for us. But alhamdulillah, we're back up now. Yeah. We've got probably about 800-900 quid in stock. So alhamdulillah, we're climbing again.
Yeah, definitely climbing up. You started off 2023 and you started your store in Hatton Gardens. Why did you pick this location?
Just because, as you can see, bro, it's the busiest jewellery district there is, I'd say, in the UK. Yeah. So we just thought if we're going to be doing this properly and trying to fire sales every day, there's nowhere else better to come than to the gardens.
And when we talk about setting up in Hatton Gardens, sort of what are the steps that someone would need to take to get their shop in Hatton Gardens?
To get a shop or a counter is pretty easy, bro. You just got to speak to the landlord and get the shop. But the tricky bit is getting people to buy from you, getting jewelers to trust you. So when we first got here, obviously I had my own personal jewelry from music. Yeah. So that was our stock. Cool. And then every day showing our face, showing up every day. Built trust with some jewelers, got put into trade groups. Yeah. And then, from there we've just been sailing away, bro.
Okay, so let's go back to that genesis. How do you build traction and how do you even get your first customer?
It's all based on trust, bro. Yeah. With me, the advantage I had was I transitioned from music to jewelry. So a lot of people that would listen to my music, they kind of know me through my interviews, my music, my shows. Yeah. They knew I was a trustworthy person. So that step was kind of easy for us. I had loads of like my people that used to listen to my music come in and to buy stuff from me, etc.
Yeah. And sort of, it's good you being famous and from your music background, people know you. But in terms of maintaining the traction in a whole new space, in a jewelry space, how have you kept that up?
Bro, just hard work, bro. Yeah? Yeah, this is much harder than music. Like, anyone that does jewelry can tell you, bro, like, it's a 24-hour, 365 job. There's no sleep, no rest in this thing, bro.
You mentioned your music background, and now you're in the jewelry game. What sort of inspired that transition into this?
Do you know what, bro? I've always been into jewelry since I was young, before I was even rapping. All my old school pictures, you'll see me wearing chains, rings, so I've always been into jewelry. But as I got older, and my son got older, I realised I don't want him to follow my footsteps in music. I'd rather him get into a business. So that was one of the main reasons. And the second main reason, the first main reason was obviously the music is haram. So I didn't want to keep displeasing Allah. So that's why I transferred into something halal.
So your first customer, can you walk us through the story of how that happened?
Yeah, so I do. So our first client was a brother called Vic. He came through my Ads Instagram. when I first made the jewelry page, I gave it a shout out on my odd ads page.
Yeah.
And our first client was a brother called Vic. I'll never forget him. Literally, that was the first client I served. He came for a dial swap. So it wasn't like he wanted a watch or anything big. He wanted, so a dial was the face of the watch. He just wanted his one taken out and a new color put in.
And how much did you charge him for that?
I done it at cost price. It costed me 150. I charged him 150.
Okay, sick. And what would you say your first big trade sell was?
Big trade sale, probably our third week in. We sold, it wasn't massive, but it was, for us it was good. It was a bimetal root bear, steel and gold root bear. We sold it for 16k and I think we paid 15k for it.
Fairs.
Yeah, so that was after. So the first 3 weeks was super tough. Like nobody really trusted us enough to come buy a big watch or something. They trusted me, but they didn't trust the business, if that makes sense. Because they're thinking, oh, this guy's just a new jeweler. What does he know about watches? So yeah, so that was the main one. When we sold our root bear, we knew we could sell more.
Okay, but before you got to that, let's go back to the beginning again. How much did you have to save and invest into the business, and sort of where did that money that you saved and invest go into?
So when we started, like I said, I started first with my own jewelry. And once I sold all of my personal jewelry, I realized, hold on, I can actually do this properly. And then that's when I took the big leap and I invested, it was $250,000 into the shop for stock, etc. Yeah.
That's it. So what? We're outside the arcade. Your shop's in there.
In my second house.
Any chance we can go check it out?
Yeah, of course, bro. Yeah,
Let's
man.
go, man. We're into the first quarter of the new year and I've got an absolute game changer for small business owners. Tide's Instant Savers Account. Tide is a business financial platform designed to make managing your business finances easier, smarter, faster. With their savings offer, you get up to 4.38% AER variable interest with instant access and no withdrawal fees. That's right, you can access your funds instantly, manage your savings flexibly, and keep everything secured all in the Tide app. Personally, I've been looking for some simple tools to streamline my business finances, and Tide's Instant Savers Accounts ticks all those boxes. Whether you're setting money aside for taxes, growth strategy, or just a rainy day, Tide keeps it hassle-free and FSCS protected, so up to £85,000 of your deposits are secure. Oh, and here's the best part. Use the promo code NumbersGameQ1, and when you fund £5,000 into your savings accounts within the first 30 days, you get £100 credited straight into your account. Ts&Cs apply. Rate correct as of 1st of April 2025. Start saving smarter today with Tide. Click the link in the description below and sign up today. All right, cool. So we're behind your kiosk. We've got a customer live, and yeah, there's a negotiation about to happen.
Yeah, he's been onto the olive for a minute still.
It's the best you can do for me, my bro. I know you guys are the cheapest.
39k, my bro. It's fresh, mint condition, full links, 2024, unworn condition, full complete set.
38,250 for me.
Nah, not a chance. Impossible.
For me,
Nah, the best, because you're a regular 38,750, khalas.
meet me in the middle, 38,500.
38,650, no box. Done.
That is class. Sweet. So what, you wouldn't give him a box?
Nah,
How much
because
is a
he's
box?
going to sell it on. He's a trader.
Oh, you're boying it.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks nice though.
Well, you can get a box for 150, £100.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
So bro, I couldn't help but notice when we walked in here, there's a lot of jewelers and all trying to take my money. How do you stand out in a place like this?
So we try to be the cheapest, number one, and I think we are the cheapest. And number two, bro, we have a strong social media presence, so that's what helps us a lot and stand out from quite a few other jewelers. And obviously the trust is high.
Yeah, that's a
with
good
me
USP
being
to have.
the face. Yeah.
So in terms of this spot itself, like how many other jewelry
There's 45 independent jewelers in there.
Yeah.
But if you go downstairs, there's also 2 different counters that sell drip. So
Okay.
they've got serious
Like
drip,
clothes, yeah,
like
yeah.
Louis, Chanel, Hermes, Birkins.
Got you.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the jewelers upstairs, they're just your normal watches.
Yeah, exactly. Similar to what we have. Similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with the rest of the jewelers here?
We're all like a family in here, bro. If I ain't got something and a jeweler behind me's got it or on the left of me's got it, then they'll give it to me. I can make the sale, obviously return them their money for it and keep my little commission. And vice versa, if a jeweler needs something that he don't have, then we'd always give them the product, let them sell it and return us the money when they're ready.
And so when you initially started, was the arcade like your first objective?
No, do you know what? We just knew we're coming to the garden, to Hatton Garden.
Yeah.
But when I got to the arcade, that's when I said, you know, I'm gonna start here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been here. We left, and then obviously with the burglary happened, we came back to the arcade, and yeah, now we've got our office open as well.
No, sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just saw a negotiation happen right in front of us. I think it's only time for us to go up into your office and talk numbers.
Yeah, 100%. Let's do it, bro.
do it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Ads, we're in 57 Jewelers' office. Let's
bro.
talk numbers. In your first year of business, how much revenue did you make?
So in our first year of business, our profit was 1.3 M, but we probably had about 3.5 in sales.
And how long did it take you to make your first million?
If we're talking sales-wise, we made our first million in sales within 3 to 4 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what would you say has been the most expensive piece of jewelry or watch you've sold?
We've sold one of 3 RM, and we sold loads of AP skeletons, rose gold ones. They're like 150K, and we sold one of 3 RMs, which was like a 300, 400 bag kettle.
Damn. Could you break down the percentage of sales between watches and jewelry?
Yeah, of course. So in watches, nowadays anyway, the market has completely gone down. So we probably make, it depends on the watch, but anywhere between £300 to £2,000 profit on each sale.
Yeah.
But jewelry, if we're talking Cubans, rings, earrings, etc., then the margin is much bigger. So it could vary. Like on a Cuban, we could make probably 5 to 6K profit.
Okay. What are the typical margins for a jewelry business?
Just depends. Each jeweler adds their own drink.
Yeah.
So I can't speak on other jewelers, but for us, we have small margins, but we do volume. So that's what we aim for.
And since you've launched, how many items have you sold?
Since our launch in April 2023, May 23, I would say probably over 10,000 items.
Oh wow, that's a lot of stock.
Yeah.
What are the typical overhead costs of running a business in Hatton Gardens?
The main thing would obviously be the rent.
Yeah.
It just varies. If you have a store, it will probably be about 10 to 15K a month. If you have an office like this, then you're looking probably around 2K a month. And then the arcade varies. If you're downstairs, it's around 1.8K a month. Upstairs where we are is 2.5K a month.
Cool, so Ads, you launched a business in 2023, and since then you've built such a massive social media presence. I think you've got about 40,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're getting crazy amount of views on TikToks as well. What would you say has been the most successful content strategy for you?
Just to stay consistent on the Instagram reels.
Yeah.
And we've recently launched our YouTube channel as well.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, just staying consistent so the algorithms pick it up and then they push your stuff out more. Do you know the funny thing? We're not on TikTok. People keep ripping our videos and putting it on there. So it's free promo for us. But yeah, mainly just staying consistent on the Instagram reels. And if you check our Instagram stories, we always have a minimum of like 30, 40 posts up. So it keeps the engagement high with the audience.
Sick. Obviously, you've been in Hatton Gardens for the last year and a half. For the last 2 years. Have there been sort of any high-profile clients that have come to visit, or outside of Hatton Gardens, what have been some have there been some high-profile clients that you've sold to?
Yeah. So we've done very high-profile, like Amber Rose.
What was she getting?
She wanted a custom pendant.
Oh,
so it was a rose. We made her an amber rose, literally. So it was an amber rose diamond pendant. So I'd say that was our highest client that we've had. But we've had loads of UK artists.
And I guess all of that stuff adds to the social media presence, the whole brand presence as well.
Yeah, 100%. So in our story highlights, there's a bit that's called VIP clients.
Yeah.
And then the viewers can scroll through there to see all the celebrities we've served and stuff.
That's sick. Yeah, so you've been running a business, and I guess it's in its infancy stage, but not everything's rosy. Have there been some particular moments or challenges you faced that have really troubled you?
Yeah, 100%. So on May the 29th, 2024, at about 4:40 AM, we got burgled for majority of our stock. It was 1.2 M, got ripped out of our office. Literally, they just broke in and took everything. It was kind of like a setup thing. Someone left the back window open. The security wasn't in that day. The alarms never went off. So it was just a whole setup. And we literally got left with a ring tray, which was worth about 50K. But the maddest part about it is that 5 of the watches that got burgled from us, so like about 50 watches got stolen, loads of Cubans, but 5 of the watches wasn't ours. it was other
Okay.
jewelers that we had borrowed. So
yeah.
from the 50k ring tray,
Yeah.
we still had to pay off 100k to the jewelers whose watches
you had borrowed,
got burgled
yeah.
that was left with us. Yeah,
Damn.
so it was literally on minus 50.
Mm.
But we kept grinding, and then from then till now, alhamdulillah, we're back up on our feet, and the stock is around 8 to 900k again.
Some people online would say watches and jewelries can be seen as bad investments, especially when you ice them out and stuff like that. What would you say to stuff like that?
Yeah, so if in general, if you have a Rolex and you ice it out, it's not a great investment, but people get, there's a difference between an investment and buying safe. So we have loads of bust downs that we sell for 9k,
Yeah.
and we would take it back in at 9k, or another jeweler may offer you more for it. So they're not losses, but they're not investments. It won't go up in price unless it's a certain bust down. So for example, we sold a bust down rose gold olive.
Yeah.
So because the olive, the face is the investment in the watch, we didn't ice out the dial, we just iced out the casing of the watch.
Yeah.
So that could go up in future. If the olive gets discontinued, whether you have a bust down olive or a plain one, the value will still increase.
Regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of viewers out there who are probably into watches, jewelries. What piece of advice would you give them if they wanted to start up a jewelry business?
The main thing is stay consistent and show your face every single day to traders. So for example, the arcade, make sure you're in there every day, trying to get deals, selling, buying, and yeah, the more trust you build up with traders, eventually someone will vouch for you, put you in a trade group, like the WhatsApp groups, we call them trade groups, and then you'll start getting stuff at trade price.
Sick, sick. And I guess, what are your future plans for 57 Jewelers? Have you got some big targets you want to reach? You want to move shops, anything like that?
Yeah, 100%. So we're waiting for a shop to free up on the front line of Hatton Garden so we can have our flagship store.
Sick.
And yeah, and we want to take it to DXB as well. So that should be, inshallah, sometime this year. Yeah, we'll have an office opening up in DXB. And yeah, we just want to take it all the way, bro. 57 to the world and back.
I love that,
Yeah,
man. Bro, it's been amazing. You've literally shown us some serious jewellery. We've been around Hatton Gardens, and you've walked us through your journey so far. So really appreciate that, bro, and I wish you all the best. And I'm sure we'll be seeing 57 Jewelers a lot more.
100%, bro. Thank you for having me, bro. And whenever you want some jewellery, you know where to come to.
For sure, bro. Cool. There you have it. It's been more than numbers.